All right, welcome. Sorry my voice is a little raspy. I got a little laryngitis going on. But I wanted to talk about how personal nutrition is. A lot of times people come to me or they find out that I'm a dietitian. They're like, oh, yeah, I know I eat more fruits and vegetables and that's it. Or I know I really should be eating more nuts because that's what's going to make me lose weight. Or in the past, I lost a lot of weight because I did this, or this. But this week in class, because I'm a professor, teach nutrition, this week in class we're talking about diabetes. And with diabetes, it's really personal. And we talk about some of the long-term complications that can happen with type 2 diabetes or type 1 diabetes if it's not controlled. And I just thought back to my first nutrition class. I was at BYU, Idaho. And I was sitting in there and my dad had just started kidney dialysis. And I didn't know what kidney dialysis was. Here I was, like a 19-year-old kid. And the nutrition professor starts talking about it. And I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all. And I knew that he had diabetes. I knew that he had medical issues that were going on, but I didn't know anything about it. And it was really hard for me to hear that if you're on dialysis, then your average lifespans once you've started dialysis is 5 to 7 years. It's like, my dad's been on it for a year and a half. What does that mean? And so it was hard for me to hear those things. And so afterwards I talked to the professor and she said, why are you asking all these questions? Do you know somebody on dialysis? And I said, yeah, my dad's on it. She's like, well, and she started to try and backpedal from what we were talking about and make it seem like it wasn't as big of a deal. And so this week in class, actually, I was talking about diabetes and I had a student who kind of did exactly what I did, where I started talking about the long-term complications of diabetes, and she started putting the dots together and was like, wait a minute. So my dad broke his foot because he can't feel his feet. And if it's rough, then that's bad, right? And so I share this story because I totally get that nutrition is not just something where it's just stop eating and you'll lose weight. Okay, you should really just eat more fruits and vegetables. But maybe you grew up in a place where you didn't have food and the only food that you had was what people brought or what you found. So as a result, you just eat whatever you can. Or you grew up in a place where you had a lot of siblings, and as a result, you just eat whatever is available and you eat fast. So food isn't just, health isn't just about choosing what you want to eat, but it's looking at what are the behaviors that you have and why is it that you are doing those things. And sometimes it's going to be a reflection of when I was in middle school, after football practice, my dad would pick me up and we would go to Sonic and get a Route 44 slush. All right? And you're that was my safe place. That was my fun memory that we had. So there are memories that we have that go to what we do and shape how we behave. And so addressing why it is we do the things that we do is sometimes just as important as changing what we're doing. Because if you don't know why you're doing what you do, then changing it might be a little bit more difficult and it might be a little bit more emotional than you had thought. And so I just wanted to hop on and share that I fully understand that nutrition is not just about the food, but it's about the memories, it's about the joy, it's about the pain, it's about the suffering. It's about the happiness that comes along because you had that memory of playing mini golf or whatever it is that has shaped how we are around food. So that's just some Friday thoughts for you. Just wanted to share that memory with you guys too. But let me know what memories you guys have with food, whether it's your grandma taught you how to play piano and if you practice then you got a free, or you got to have one of those Hershey Kiss that she leaves on her piano, or maybe it was around conference time, you have these traditions where you have pancakes or crepes or biscuits and gravy or popcorn balls. Kind of smells so sweet, you know what I'm saying? But we all have these memories and lifestyle behaviors that kind of shape us going forward. So share with me what some of yours are, and we'll talk soon.